Did you, did you guys having fun today?
Worst day, 널 더 세게 하는 care right now. Even when I'm done, all I want is you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. What really happened during BTS Arlington Day 2 that has Jikook fans replaying the same moments over and over again? The concert may be over, the lights may have gone down, and the crowd may have gone home, but for fans watching Jungkook and Jimin, the conversation is far from finished. Arlington Day 2 gave ARMYs another unforgettable night filled with powerful performances, emotional moments, laughter, and countless interactions between the BTS members. But among everything that happened on stage, one particular dynamic once again caught the attention of Jikook fans. It wasn't necessarily one huge or dramatic moment, and in fact, that may be exactly why fans can't stop talking about it. Sometimes, it's the smallest interaction that gets fans wondering. A glance, a smile, a reaction, a few seconds standing close to each other, or simply the way one member responds when the other appears nearby can be enough to capture everyone's attention. During Arlington Day 2, fans once again found themselves watching Jungkook and Jimin closely, especially whenever the two happened to share the same part of the stage. From the moment the concert began, the energy inside the venue was incredible. ARMYs were already excited to see BTS back on stage, but as the performances continued, fans began noticing little moments involving Jimin and Jungkook that quickly became part of the online conversation. For Jikook fans, these moments were especially interesting because Jungkook and Jimin have always had a unique way of interacting with each other. Sometimes their interactions appear playful and obvious, while other times they are much more subtle. A simple reaction from one of them can be enough to make fans replay the footage again and again. As clips from the concert began circulating online, fans started watching certain moments more carefully, slowing down the footage, sharing screenshots, and discussing what they noticed. What might have looked like an ordinary interaction to one viewer suddenly became much more interesting when fans looked at it from different angles. One of the biggest reasons people became so invested was the naturalness of their interactions. There was no need for a dramatic announcement, a long conversation, or anything exaggerated. It was simply Jungkook being Jungkook and Jimin being Jimin, and somehow that was enough to get Jikook fans excited all over again. Fans noticed the way their attention seemed to shift toward each other during certain moments. Some viewers focused on Jungkook's reactions whenever Jimin was nearby, while others paid closer attention to Jimin's expressions and the way he responded to Jungkook. Of course, fans can interpret these moments in different ways. What one person sees as a meaningful interaction, another person may see as nothing more than two longtime BTS members and friends naturally enjoying themselves during a concert. That distinction is important because there is no need to turn every glance, smile, or reaction into something bigger than what can actually be seen. At the same time, fans can still enjoy the chemistry, friendship, and comfortable dynamic that have made Jungkook and Jimin such a beloved duo among many ARMYs. That is also why Arlington Day 2 has become such a major talking point among fans. The excitement wasn't necessarily about one isolated moment, but about the overall atmosphere and the collection of small interactions that happened throughout the night. Jimin and Jungkook were surrounded by thousands of ARMYs, performing alongside the other members, enjoying the stage, and creating memories that fans will likely continue discussing long after the concert has ended. When that atmosphere is combined with unexpected Jikook moments, it is not surprising that social media quickly becomes filled with reactions. Fans began posting clips, creating edits, sharing screenshots, and asking the same question. Did you see that moment? That question has almost become a tradition whenever Jungkook and Jimin share an interesting interaction. One fan notices something, another fan posts it, someone else slows down the footage, and suddenly thousands of people are discussing the same few seconds. A tiny moment from a concert can suddenly become one of the most replayed moments of the entire night, and Arlington Day 2 appears to have delivered exactly that kind of moment. What makes this even more interesting is that Jikook fans were already paying close attention after previous BTS performances. So when Arlington Day 2 gave them another interaction to discuss, many fans naturally connected it with the overall dynamic they had been noticing throughout the tour. However, the attention isn't necessarily limited to longtime Jikook fans. Even casual BTS viewers can notice when two members naturally have fun together on stage. Jungkook and Jimin have spent many years performing together, practicing together, traveling together, and sharing countless public moments as members of BTS. Because of that history, their interactions can sometimes feel incredibly familiar and natural. Sometimes they tease each other, sometimes they laugh together, and sometimes they simply stand next to each other without doing anything particularly dramatic. Then there are moments when the smallest reaction becomes the part everyone remembers. That is part of the magic of a live performance. Unlike a music video or carefully edited official content, a concert is unpredictable. Anything can happen within a few seconds. A member can react spontaneously, smile at something unexpected, or interact with another member in a way that wasn't planned. For fans watching from the audience, those moments can feel especially special because they happen naturally in real time. Once someone captures them on camera, they can continue circulating online long after the concert is over. That is exactly what happened with clips from Arlington Day 2. The concert ended, but the footage continued to circulate, allowing fans who weren't able to attend the show to experience those moments through videos shared online. Some people watched the clips once and moved on, while others replayed them repeatedly, looking closely at every expression and reaction. That is where the Jikook conversation really started to grow. People weren't only talking about what happened, they were talking about how Jungkook reacted, how Jimin reacted, what happened immediately before the interaction, what happened afterward, and whether the moment looked different when viewed from another angle. This is one reason Jikook content continues to generate so much engagement. Fans pay incredible attention to small details, especially when Jungkook and Jimin are together during live performances. However, while the internet loves speculation, it is important to separate what is actually visible from what fans believe a particular moment might mean. A smile is a smile, a glance is a glance, and a playful interaction is a playful interaction. Only Jungkook and Jimin themselves know exactly what they were thinking during those moments. Perhaps that is what makes these interactions so entertaining for fans. They don't necessarily need a definitive explanation to enjoy what they see. Sometimes, the fun is simply watching two members of BTS being comfortable around each other and appreciating the friendship, teamwork, and chemistry they have developed over the years. Arlington Day 2 also reminded fans that BTS concerts are about much more than the songs themselves. They are about the atmosphere, the connection with ARMY, the spontaneous reactions, the jokes between members, the emotional moments, and those little interactions that may never appear in official content. For Jikook fans, those small moments can become some of the most memorable parts of the entire night, which is why even after Arlington Day 2 officially ended, the conversation didn't stop. The stage may have gone dark, but social media was still buzzing. Clips continued to be reposted, edits continued to appear, fans continued sharing screenshots, and comment sections filled up with different reactions. Everyone seemed to have their own favorite moment. Some fans focused on Jungkook, others focused on Jimin, but many were simply happy to see the two interacting naturally during another BTS performance. Perhaps that is the biggest takeaway from Arlington Day 2. The concert wasn't necessarily about creating one single viral moment. It was about another night of BTS performing together and giving ARMYs memories that they will continue talking about long after the final performance. Jungkook and Jimin simply gave Jikook fans another reason to smile. Whether you see their interactions as playful friendship, long-time chemistry, or simply two members enjoying each other's company, there is no denying that their moments continue to attract enormous attention from fans around the world. That is why Arlington Day 2 doesn't really feel over for Jikook fans. The final performance may have ended, but the replays are still happening, the edits are still being posted, the screenshots are still being shared, and the reactions are still coming in. Fans are still trying to figure out which little moments they might have missed the first time. And now one question remains. What will Jungkook and Jimin do next? Because if Arlington Day 2 proved anything, it's that you never know which tiny interaction will suddenly become the moment everyone is talking about. So, ARMY, what do you think? Which Jungkook and Jimin moment from Arlington Day 2 caught your attention the most? Was it a glance, a smile, a reaction, or simply the way they interacted throughout the concert? Let us know your favorite moment in the comments, because the Arlington Day 2 conversation clearly isn't over yet. We want to know what you noticed and which moment made you hit replay. And if you're part of the Jikook community, don't forget to subscribe to Jikook Diaries and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next BTS and Jikook update. There will always be another performance, another memorable interaction, and another story for ARMYs to talk about. Arlington Day may second be over, but apparently, Jikook fans are nowhere near done talking about it. Thank you for watching, ARMY. Until the next video, take care, stay happy, and keep supporting BTS, Jungkook, and Jimin.